Good afternoon, everyone. How is everyone doing today? It's nice and sunny here in Philadelphia. Sunny and 79, I believe. So summer is coming. I hope everybody has plans to do a lot of beading over this holiday weekend. I am Leslie Pope, the senior designer at the BeadSmith, and am happy to bring you Hoop Star Earrings 2.0. I was having so much fun making earrings with these hoops that I couldn't stop. So this is version number 2, and who knows what else will pop up. And today I'm using these lovely velvet matte finished Ginkos and Super Duos, and this finish is just so rich. The colors are so rich and saturated that I just love them. They're about 10 colors, and they've got really yummy names like wine and mustard and carrot, and I think this one is called lizard, and I believe this is the mustard, and this is the dark teal. And out of all the colors, they aren't any that I don't like, believe it or not, which is saying something. And as usual, you will be able to find the printed tutorial on the BeadSmith.com site /ILoveBeads. And it's only a couple of pages of wording, and just, believe it or not, 3 illustrations. This is how simple and fast they are, which we can all enjoy that. Sometimes we all need a little bit of, fast, instant gratification projects. And the last page that I didn't print out will list all of the colors of the 3 colorways that I have here. So if you want to go to your favorite bead reseller and get the colors that I have put in this tutorial, they'll be there for you as well. So without further ado, I'm going to take away the samples. And as you see, I've got very little teeny piles of a 15, an 11, Super Duo, GemDuo, and these guys are backlit, which I love. So it's going to be really easy to tell what's the right side and what's the wrong side. The wrong side will be silver and flat, and the top side will have this lovely color, sparkly color, and it has a slight dome to it. And the Ginkos, both of these, the Ginkos and the Super Duos, are both in the matte velvet, and your ear wires, and the 40 millimeter earring hoop. Okay, so the first step is to string 8 Super Duos, which I've already done. This is my Presto Changeo. And you're going to sew through them all again, knot the tail in the working thread to make your circle, and then sew one away from your knot, one Super Duo away from your knot, and then you're going to step up through the open hole of that same Super Duo. So then you're going in the opposite direction. Actually, let me turn it. Yeah, no, that's the right way. So that's row 1, and I just cheated and did that ahead of time. Row 2 is also very simple, And we're just going to add a GemDuo between each of the super duos. So you're going to add eight GemDuos between the super duos. And as always, before you start, make sure that all the holes in your 2-hole beads are clear before you start stitching, because you don't want to get around to do your second row and not be able to get through because a hole is blocked. And I am not paying attention to this on the video here because I checked them before I laid them down on the mat, so I didn't have to worry about checking them while I was stitching them. But one of the tricks that I do if I was just stitching and not instructing, I pick up my 2-hole bead and I test the hole that I'm not going to use first, and then I test the hole that I am going to use. So then you know that you're always picking up your bead in the correct for the correct hole for which you want to string. So then you don't. So I would test the top hole and then the bottom hole. So this is like almost simple. So there's 4. I already got 4 on there. So now I'm going to put the other 4 on. Oh, and I'm using 6-pound fire line on a size 11 needle, just because further into the project you will be going through some of the 15s 3 times, and you don't want to pop your 15s as you're going around because you don't have enough room for another thread pass and the needle that you're going to be using. So number 8, whoops. And sew through your last super duo. Now, if I was actually going to do this to make it in general, I always tell people to repeat the thread path through all the beads that you just added before you go through the first bead that you added and stepping up. So now we're going to act like I did that. And we're going to step up through the top hole of the GemDuo to get prepared for the third row. The third row is going to consist of the 15s and the Ginkos. And as you see, the Ginkos have a tip side and a curved side. For this project, we are going to be sewing through the curves and up through the tip. So I'm going to pick up a 15 and my Ginko. And since Ginkos don't have a right and a wrong side, it doesn't matter which hole you go through when you start. And then I'm going to pick up 6 15s, 3, 4, 5, come on, 6, there we go. Slide them down to the tip of your Ginko, and then you're going to just sew through the second hole of your Ginko. I think 2-hole beads make beading a lot faster sometimes. And then you're going to pick up another 15 and you're going to sew through the next GemDuo. And you'll just continue around 7 more times until you get all of your Ginkos in between your sparkly, shiny GemDuos, which I just love. Second hole. And your 15. And through your next GemDuo. And when you get them all done, this is what your third row should look like. You've got your 8 ginkgos on. Man, no matter how many times I clean up cat hair, you have your 8 ginkgos on, and you will sew through the first ginkgo you added in the first 3 15s on top of that ginkgo, because now you are going to attach your beadwork to the hoop. So this hoop has a right and a wrong side because it's adjustable, although I'm not going to adjust it. And it has that little loop there. And I always suggest that you start at the loop at the top of the hoop. Oh, that kind of rhymed. So position your beaded piece inside of your ear hoop and make sure that your GemDuos are face up. And it's a lot easier to do with the backlit, because if you did it this way, you will see that they're flat and silver. But with the backlets, you can see that they're nice and shiny. So that's the easy part. And next, to connect to the loop, we're going to pick up an 11 and slide it down. And you're going to sew through that little loop, going front to back. Come under your hoop, and then you're going to sew back through the 11, because this is basically, I guess you would call this a stop bead. So your beadwork will stay attached to your hoop. And then you will sew through your 3 15s, the Ginko, the 15 GemDuo, the next 15, the next Ginko, and the next 3 Ginkos to make your next connection. So I'm going to have to pick this up a little closer to myself so that I can see what I'm doing. There we go. So that's the 3 15s, then the Ginko, and the 15. And if you have to just, sew through them one at a time, that's no big deal. It's a little wonky until you get a couple of the Ginkgos connected to your loop. And you can also move them around a little bit if they're not in the place that you want. Before you tighten up your thread, you can take and nudge them a little bit to get them to sit in the loop evenly, especially since this is even count. So when you get down to the bottom, you're going to want the Ginko that's directly across from your first attached Ginko to be directly across. You want to attach it directly across. And it'll be easier as you get more things connected. So we're going to pick up our next 11, slide it down, go over the loop, under the loop, back through the 11, and the rest of the beads that you're going to need to go through to get around to your next Ginko. And we were having a discussion about this yesterday in the Zoom class, that Leslie Rogowski was doing, because a question that we get a lot of the times is like, how do you know how many beads to add or not add, or what size to add and how many to add? And it is just definitely trial and error. That is it in a nutshell. Okay. And that's the thing with this guy. I spent a lot of time trying to decide what would lay nicely inside of the loop. There we go. And one more 11. Slide it down. Go around your loop. Back through your 11. And the 15s. Snug it up. But you see, I'm not even having to move it around much. And since it's going to sit perfectly inside of the circle, I don't even have to mess with it too much. That means that I actually did do a good count on the beads and the position of the beads. So you don't have to second guess too much, although we all do know that the different beads and the different finishes, especially the seed beads, sometimes they're a little fatter, they're a little skinnier. It's, you just have to play around with them. Since these don't really have too much of a fancy finish on them, as you see, they're all sitting in there very nicely. So after you get all of your ginkgos connected to your loop with your 11s, this is your finished project. And the instructions will tell you to sew around all of these outside beads again with the connections, making sure you're going around the loop and back in, just for a little added security. And it also just firms it up. Sometimes you need that second thread pass to firm things up. If you're a loose knitter, or you felt like you should have pulled something tighter someplace before and you didn't get it done, it's all good. But with almost every project, especially with 2-hole beads, I always suggest that you do one more thread pass through each set of beads you put on. And there you go. That's the Hoop Star Earring 2.0. That was really fast. I don't even know how much time that's. I haven't been on. 15 minutes. That's it. Wow. And you can find the pattern on the BeadSmith web page /I Love Beads. It'll probably be under the category of Ginkos, GemDuos, and Super Duos, 3 of the more popular check beads in our repertoire. And if you have any questions, be sure to drop a note into the BeadSmith page. I do go back and look at things and see if people have asked questions, because I can't catch everything on screen while I am actually doing the demo. So I hope everyone enjoyed the Hoop Star Earrings 2.0 as much as you enjoyed the original Hoop Star Earrings. And until we meet again, everybody stay safe, happy beading, And you can find all of these wonderful beads and tools and earring hoops at your favorite bead reseller. They really, really need your support. Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention that after this video is finished, it will also be on the BeadSmith Facebook page, as well as it will be uploaded into our YouTube channel. In case people didn't know, the BeadSmith has a YouTube channel that has lots and lots of other videos in it for you to enjoy. Until we meet again, stay safe. Remember, we love you and we love beads. Have a good holiday weekend, everybody. Bye.